Okay, what's going on, everybody? What is up? Hello, everyone. Good morning. Although shortly it will be afternoon here, but good morning for those of you who live on the west coast of the U.S., or perhaps you live on the west coast of Canada, or perhaps you live on the west coast of Mexico. Who knows? But for everyone else, it's probably afternoon or evening. But anyway, hello. How you doing? How are you, folks? Welcome to my one gameplay stream for today. Only one today, because potentially for the last time ever, ladies and gentlemen, this is the truth. Potentially for the last time ever. Later today, I'm going to be running errands. I'm going to be going out and doing my grocery shopping. In addition, if I get home early enough, which I hope I will, because this is actually going to be a very short grocery shopping run, I'm going to be working on DSP Tries It stuff. I got some filming to do for that celebratory DSP Tries It for hitting that 550 subs goal last month. As you know, I planned on having this ready for you already, but because I was sick 3 straight days, it put me behind, at least half a week last week. So I've been trying to play catch up here, and I have not had a chance to sit down and really film anything for this special DSP Tries It yet. I'm going to try to do that tonight. We'll see. But, yeah, no second stream tonight, but this is pretty much potentially the last time ever that's going to happen. And the reason being, you might say, what do you mean? My girlfriend's moving in next week, Monday. And what we're going to do is we're going to set aside one day a week where we go out and we do our errands. Like we go do grocery shopping or whatever else stuff we need to do, for shopping around the house or whatever we need to do while we're out. We're going to do that one day a week together. It's going to be our one day a week that we take off completely from live streaming and everything. And therefore, when I do it, it's going to be different than what I do now. Right now, one day a week, I have a half day because I run errands, and then one day a week, I have a half day of streaming because I do like the weekend preview. We're going to see what happens. I don't know. It's all going to depend on what our day out is going to be, Depending on what day our day out will be is going to determine what we do here with that kind of stuff. So after this week, next week, keep in mind I have time off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I won't be live streaming, but I'll be back on Friday with a new release. And then after that, the schedule is going to change. It's not going to be the same as it has. It's going to be one day a week completely away from streaming and gameplay for me to spend time with my girlfriend and do stuff together. And we'll play it by ear. We'll play it by ear and we'll see how things go. What I'm thinking of doing, quite frankly, is instead of having a day where, the second half of the day, I don't do anything because I'm doing the weekend preview or whatever, that maybe I do double streams those days, because now, especially if my girlfriend's here and she'll be cooking, it'll make it a lot easier where we can eat, clean up, and I can come do the weekend preview quick and then get to a second stream. Because I don't want to lose out. That's the thing. I don't want to lose out on any content with you guys, but I need to basically reshuffle my schedule to make it work. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, this is pretty much it. The final week, folks. There's only today, tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then that's it. Then my girlfriend moves in on Monday, and the rest is history. Things are going to change for the better. I'm very excited. I hope you guys are excited to eventually meet her and eventually have, stuff that's going to have her involved in it, which is going to be pretty cool. I know she's been the best kept secret I've ever kept. Seriously. She's literally been the best kept secret I've ever kept in the 10 years that I've put out stuff for you guys. She's pretty much the only major secret that I've really kept. For a good reason. We all know what would have happened if months ago I had revealed her and there was personal information about her all over the internet and all of that. So, I'm looking forward to it. And I hope that things go well. I think they will. We're both very excited. Every day now we're talking, we're like, oh my God, it's this many days away. This morning we just talked, like, it's only 5 days away. Holy fuck. Because who knew? Last year, I met her during the summer and, spent several, major, times together last year. And then after that, things were completely up in the air. We had no idea if and when we'd ever be able to, basically get together again or be together because of the tax situation. And then I got through that, at least for the short term. And it's like, damn, now we can kind of plan our lives together. And everything's just fallen into place and come together perfectly. I don't even know what else to say. It's been like really well working out here. So it's been pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. And, you know, I'll have more information about this once once all this starts to happen. I'll be sharing stuff with you guys. But for the most part, at this point, there's nothing much to say. It's just me, you know, doing my streams or whatever until she shows up. And then, you know, then adjusting the schedule and letting you guys know what'll happen with the schedule after that. But all that being said, yeah, so this is the final few days. And so today will be the final day where I'm only doing a single stream. I think what it's going to be moving forward, every day that I stream, I'll be doing double streams. Okay? And the day that I don't double stream will be a whole day off. See what I mean? So it's going to change. Instead of half days, it'll be double streams every day, and then one day a week I don't stream at all. For recovery purposes, for spending time with her, you know. It's going to be pretty good. So, pretty nice, pretty sweet. I'm excited. So today, what are we doing? Shadow of the Colossus, the remaster on PS4. Yesterday, I did way better than I had expected that I would. I beat 9 of the Colossi in one sitting. I did not expect that. I thought maybe, you know, I'd beat 6, 7. You know, I thought this would take like three sessions at the least. But the rate I'm going through the game, things are going quite well. So let's see what happens today. I don't want to get ahead of myself and then next thing you know, fail. And in particular, I do remember that there are a couple of these bosses coming up that is going to be pretty difficult. I remember there's like 2 in particular that really whooped my ass the first playthrough. And I know they're coming up. One of them I know in particular is really cryptic. You have to do like 3 things in order to finally get to a point where you can hit its weak spot. And I don't remember what the things are. I just remember it being really difficult and annoying. So, we're going to see how things go today. With only 7 Colossi left. Also, keep in mind, the final boss is not even a boss. The final boss is like a crazy platforming challenge with timed jumps and puzzles. And I remember it took me upwards of 2 hours to beat the final Colossus the first time that I played this game. So chances are, today I'm probably not beating this game. I may get through, you know, a bunch of the Colossi, but chances are I'm not finishing this today. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe, you know, maybe I will, but we'll see. We'll play it by ear. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll find out. So, we'll see what happens here with today's stream. You know, another 4-hour Shadow of the Colossus stream. As I said, no second stream tonight. Tomorrow, I will be doing double streams again. It'll be UFC 3 returning. Yes, I'll try to be turboing through UFC 3 this time. Trying to destroy all my opponents with crushing elbows that completely myrtleize them, smash their faces, brains, and necks. And trying to get back to the point where I was, where the game basically screwed me over in my second run playthrough. And we'll see what happens with that. Should be pretty fun to see if I can now steamroll through the game. And then, tomorrow night, Super Mario Sunshine returns, ladies and gents. I'm excited for that. I know you've been liking the playthrough because I've been liking it too. So Super Mario Sunshine, that's going to be a lot of fun tomorrow night. And then Friday, we will have probably the final Shadow of the Colossus stream is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that probably I won't beat it today. So we'll have one final stream on Friday. And then Friday night will be the return of PUBG. Yes, PUBG. And then Saturday, I'm going to be doing a multiplayer day, which I haven't done in a long time now. So it'll probably be, I'm thinking, Call of Duty World War II and Star Wars Battlefront 2. And so that'll be interesting. I haven't played those games in a million years. So to jump back in and play them a little bit should be refreshing because I haven't done it in so long. At the same time, I'm probably going to suck because now I haven't played them in so long. I'm probably going to be terrible at them. So that'll be all day, a salty Saturday of multiplayer. Okay. And then Sunday is kind of up in the air because I don't know what I want to do Sunday. Sunday could be, more UFC where maybe I I keep going with the career, or I try to play UFC games online, like online matches. And by the way, I am going to be doing double streams on Sunday. The way I'm going to do it is I'm going to do a stream, and then I'm going to rush downstairs and I'm actually just going to do like a TV dinner or something quick. Something to toss in the oven, eat quick, and then film the weekly preview, and then come back for a second stream Sunday night. So what's Sunday night going to be? I don't know. It could be more Mario, or it could be vice versa. Maybe I'll do Mario on the first stream on Sunday, because I'm actually really close to the end of Mario Sunshine. So maybe I'll actually try to finish Mario Sunshine on Sunday. And then Sunday night, maybe I'll do a little bit more UFC. I don't know. I'm going to try to leave it open, so that way I'm not locked into, oh, I absolutely have to do this. All right. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And we'll go from there. But yes, that's going to be a rough schedule, every day moving forward this week. It's going to be very busy on purpose. I'm trying to save up as much gameplay as possible, by the way. For example, last night I did not upload my PUBG videos to DSPGaming. Tomorrow, I probably won't upload the Mario videos. What I'm going to be doing is trying to save certain portions of videos so that I have one session of gameplay a day for the 4 days I won't be streaming and putting out new stuff. So at least then DSP Gaming isn't dead completely. I'll still have constant content pumping out on DSP Gaming, because sadly the YouTube audience is a fickle audience. If you don't put new stuff out every day, they get bored, they go away, they will not come back. It's really stupid in my opinion. That happens, but that's how it's always been on YouTube, is that when I have time away, I have to have videos ready to go, because if I'm not uploading constantly, the YouTube audience goes away. So for streaming, I've noticed it's actually maybe the opposite. Yeah, you'll lose a little bit of hype if you take time away, but when you come back, people come back really excited to see you return. On YouTube, it's like the opposite. Oh, Phil's not here for 2 days. Well, fuck him. I'm never going to watch his channel again. I don't get it. I don't get it. But anyway, that's how it is. So there you go, folks. That's the plan for the next several days. And then when my girlfriend's moving in, obviously, like I said, I'll be taking pictures, sharing stuff on social media of the stuff that we're doing together. I'll probably do a couple of vlogs, and it'll be a fun week. And then when I come back from time away, what I play is going to be determined by voting, and also by how far I've gotten in all the games. Like, for example, if I beat Shadow of the Colossus, if I feel I've gotten far enough in UFC, and those are done, then probably when I come back from time off, I'm going to be doing all new stuff. And I think I'm going to have 3 candidates for voting of what you guys want to see when I come back. I think it's going to be number 1, Dynasty Warriors 9. Number 2, The Secret of Mana Remake. That's going to release while I'm on time away. And number 3, a throwback Grand Theft Auto playthrough, and since it seems like most people want to see it, probably is going to be San Andreas. A Grand Theft Auto San Andreas playthrough where I'll play the more modernized HD version of the game that was released. I believe it was on Xbox 360. I'm not sure if they did a backwards compatible version for Xbox One, but I know it's available on Xbox 360. So I think I'm going to put in those 3 into the voting. And then basically, whatever you vote for will be maybe the 1 to 2 playthroughs that I'll be doing when I come back from time away. And then, that'll be the strong finish to February. Until, new stuff starts releasing in March and stuff like that. So, could be pretty sweet, right? Could be pretty sweet. And I know that it'll be pretty exciting. And I know that you guys will, hopefully vote and really enjoy what I come back for. So there you go. All right. So, folks, other updates, positive updates. If you're not aware, we've got a new emote in Stream Chat. If you're not aware, folks, the new emote is Sub Hype. Yes, people have been asking for this for about 6 months straight. Ever since we started seeing exponential growth here on my Twitch channel, people have said, man, we would really like a celebratory emote for when we get new subscribers to the channel. So whenever there's a new sub, we can all just basically celebrate together, and it's really cool to be able to do that. Well, we were basically filling emote spots with more creative emotes and stuff like that. And then finally, this last month and a half, I had such a surge in attention and popularity here on Twitch. We had so many new subs that I earned a bunch of new emote spots. And we finally earned one just about a week and a half ago. And everyone was like, gee, what should it be? What should it be? And no one could really think of anything that was too pertinent to gaming going on right now. So finally, we just said, why don't we just do one that's sub hype so that way when we get new subs, we can all get excited. Okay, sounds good, right? So yeah, so now moving forward, when we all see a new sub in stream chat, we can all go sub hype and get all excited for it. Pretty cool, right? So again, I gotta say special thanks and shout out to Popsicolo. He's the person who created that emote. He does a really good job with all the emotes that he makes for us. The vast majority of the emotes were actually made by him, by the way. I feel I should point that out. But yeah, good stuff. And moving forward, now maybe there'll be a little bit more motivation for people to sub. You want to get that sub hype going, right? Pretty cool. By the way, we're up to 525 subs, so we have recovered a little bit from that little dip that we had. The highest I've ever had was like 564, and the goal we're pushing towards is 600. So we've got a ways to go, folks. No lie. You know, not gonna beat around the bush here. We've got a long way to go. But being that we've got another 5 strong days of streaming here before I go on time off, the fact that when I come back, I'll be doing all new games and content. I think we could do it. By the end of this month, we could really make a push and hit those 600 subs, all right? The goal, reward, is a cooking show with me and my girlfriend. I think people really want to see a cooking show. They've only been asking me to do a new cooking show for the past 7 years. I'm pretty sure it's a goal everyone wants, and I'm pretty sure it's a goal we can hit as long as we get positive and, you know, we really make a strong push for it, okay? So, yes, folks, let's do it. Let's keep this positivity going. FYI, you know, Twitch now my major source of income, which is great. I'd like to keep the push going and keep the positivity moving in the good direction. So hopefully we can. We'll see. We'll see how things go. All right. Anything else to talk about before we get started? I'm trying to think. Has anything else happened recently? Not in particular. Okay. I should bring this up, folks. Tomorrow, my first gameplay stream may be delayed. It might not be. And I'm going to do every effort I possibly can to be on time. But the only reason I say it may be delayed is because my girlfriend's stuff, actually, that she shipped here, is arriving at the local FedEx store. It actually arrives today. And so, obviously, I can't pick it up today. I'm already going to be streaming and everything. And by the time that I finish, the FedEx store's closed. They close at like 6. So, I'm going to go tomorrow morning. And it's like 2 ginormous boxes that I need to pick up. And luckily, I just bought a new hand cart to help me with this, to get into my car and everything. What is it? Well, it's all her stuff. You know, her computer, monitor, game consoles, all her belongings. That she shipped across the country here. I have to pick up and get here. Now, you might say, well, why didn't you just ship it directly to your house? Because guess what? To ship it just to from FedEx to FedEx instead of directly to a house, no lie, it was like $50 cheaper. And I was like, well, I mean, save the $50. I'll just go pick the shit up rather than spend all this extra money when, the place is only like 15 minutes away. So it's not that big of a deal. I was like, I'll just go pick it up. It's not that bad. I'll get it. And, so I'm going to go in the morning, but, there's going to be a few factors that factor in here. Number one, traffic. And I have no idea because I've never driven in this direction in the morning. So I have no clue if there's traffic that way or not. I mean, who knows? Maybe the school buses and shit. I don't know what it's going to be in the morning going that way. Number two, obviously the ease of me trying to get these giant, because they're big, heavy boxes, trying to get them into the house and everything. So it could be a pain in the ass. I don't know. I'm not going to know till I have them here and I try to get them in. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see. It could be something that I get done within like an hour, no problem, easy peasy. And it could be something that's a major pain in my ass and it ends up taking a long time for me to do. I don't know. So tomorrow morning, I'm going to try to do this. And so if it affects the stream, I'll tweet out, guys, I'll be late or whatever because of this. I'll let you know. But I think I'm going to probably get up way earlier than usual. Usually I wake up around 10. I'll probably get up like between 8:30 and 9 and see if I can, get out there early. Excuse me. And, get this stuff here before we get started. So, we shall see. We shall see. People are saying, but Phil, you're back. Did you guys not listen to what I just said? I bought a hand cart. I bought a foldable hand cart that allows you, it's actually cool. It has 2 settings. Number one, it's just a normal hand cart that you push stuff around with. But another one is it turns into actually like a flatbed cart. Like, you know, like when you go to any warehouse, you know how they have those flat carts you stack boxes on, you just pull it around easily? That's what this cart is. So, literally, the only time I have to lift anything is just placing them on the cart and taking them off the cart. The cart I'm going to be pulling everywhere. So, it's not like I have to be tons of deadlifting or whatever. So, it shouldn't be too big of a deal. Don't worry. Trust me, I'm not going to put my back at risk. If worst comes to worst, I'll just get the shit in the garage. I'll just leave it there. And then when my girlfriend moves in, we'll bring it in together. That way I don't hurt my back. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right. So that's tomorrow. So FYI, I may be a little late tomorrow. I'll let you guys know on Twitter what's going on with that so you know exactly when the stream's starting. But it's UFC tomorrow, just so you guys know. So, okay? All righty. All right, so let's do our typical plug segment. And then we'll do some shout-outs for people who are, cheering, subbing, tipping. And then we will go ahead and start with Shadow of the Colossus. Sound good? Alrighty then. Okay, folks. I got a burp coming. Hold on a second. I feel a burp coming. Hold on. Oh my God. Excuse me. I felt that one coming, but thank God I got it out. Thank you very much, guys. Sorry for that. Okay. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoy my daily live streams, if you enjoy the videos that I put out every day on YouTube, and you love the positivity that's been around all my content recently, thank you very much for all of your participation recently. It's been amazing. The outpouring of support you guys have shown me has allowed me to keep doing this, and now I'm actually feeling very positive about the future. I mean, my girlfriend's moving in this week. Holy shit, right? So that being said, if you would like to go above and beyond just being a standard viewer, there are many ways that you can do so. The first of which, and certainly not the least of which, is Patreon. Over at patreon.com/darksidephil, where your pledges directly contribute to my ability to afford, operating this business on a daily basis. Your contributions help defray the cost of everything, such as the cost of electricity, the cost of internet, the cost of games. Like I just said, when I come back from time away, I'll probably be buying 2 to 3 new games, right? The cost of equipment. I just had to buy a new monitor because my old monitor died out. I just had to buy a new headset because my old headsets all died. A new controller, all this equipment that I'm constantly having to maintain, right? All that stuff that pops up out of nowhere, it's your pledges to Patreon that help with that, okay? But the cool thing about this is it's not just you pledging to me and saying, oh, I'm helping Phil. You get stuff back. In fact, Patreon, gives you unprecedented control and interactivity with me and my content, unlike anything else. I'll give you an example here. For those who pledged $5 or more last month to my Patreon, right now they're nominating and voting on games for an upcoming Indies Marathon. How cool is that? This month, if we hit a stretch goal for subscribers here on my channel, people will be nominating and voting on games for a Patron's Choice playthrough. How cool is that, right? The different perk levels, depending on how much you pledge, earn you things like text or verbal thank yous in my YouTube videos, getting your questions answered on my bi-monthly Q&A show, Ask the King, or you can even get a private Q&A video made. I made, I think, about 6 or 7 of these last month, and everyone loved them. Every Q&A video I made, people absolutely loved, and some people liked them so much that they actually redo this perk over and over because they like to have more and more videos. So, please consider pledging to my Patreon. Again, unprecedented control and interactivity with me, unlike anything else, and it directly helps me. Thanks everyone who has been a patron in the past, and anyone who's considering doing so in the future. It's much appreciated. Thank you. All right. Number 2, folks. There is my Teespring at teespring.com/stores/DSPGaming. If you check out my Teespring, there's all kinds of fun merch that's been designed by viewers and fans over the past year. Logos, artwork, all kinds of designs. And anything you buy from my Teespring store, I get a pretty sizable commission from. And hey, you get a high quality collectible, right? T-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, mugs, stickers are all available. And I personally own a sweatshirt as well as several shirts, t-shirts, and a mug from Teespring. And it's great quality stuff. I personally attest to it. If you do buy something from my Teespring, please feel free to send me a picture on social media at They Call Me DSP on Twitter. I'd be more than happy to share that with my 25,000 Twitter followers. Okay? Alrighty then. And then, folks, of course, last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, last but not least, for those who want to go above and beyond during the course of the stream and want to get a little bit of interactivity and shout outs during the stream, if you either cheer with bits, subscribe to the channel and click the share button, or tip me $5, or excuse me, just tip me anything, you'll actually get a shout out, a verbal shout out during the course of today's stream. So there you go. Now keep in mind, it's at my discretion. Number one, if I'm in the middle of an epic boss fight, no, I'm not going to stop everything to do a shout out. Number two, I'm going to read shout outs that are pertinent and or are not derailing to the stream. You know, if I'm in the middle of something and next thing you know, you're asking me a giant paragraph, 5-question essay that should better be asked during my Q&A show, Ask the King, I'm probably not going to read that out. In addition, I also have the ability to be discretionary when it comes to, like, oh, here comes an insult or something from some jerk. I don't have to read those out either, okay? So, for the most part, people get it, and for the most part, cheer, subs, and tips, the shout-outs are really positive, and they contribute to the gameplay and the streams very positively, okay? So thank you to everyone who does cheer, sub, and tip. I appreciate it. Now, if you'd also like visual recognition, if you cheer 50 bits or more, if you subscribe to the channel and you click on the share button after subbing, or if you tip me $5 or more, you'll actually get an on-screen pop-up notification. So you get both a visual thank you and verbal recognition for your contributions. Okay? Pretty cool, right? It's good stuff. So, ladies and gents, thank you again for your contributions. I'm very appreciative of everything that you guys contribute during streams. They help me out, like I said. My big goal this year is to make Twitch my major source of income overall for the entirety of the year, rather than worrying and being a slave to YouTube's bullshit. You know, I really want this to become my main focus. And we are well on that way. If we keep up the way we've been going, and we can keep the positivity going the way it's been going, we are well along the way of doing that, okay? So, I'm very pleased, and if you guys, you know, thank you again. Let's keep this going. Let's keep it rolling, all right? Now, as I've said, we are pushing towards sub goals this month. 600 subs and 650 subs. So, when people subscribe, if people get hype and use the sub hype emo, I'm sure it's going to make them feel at home and happy that they did so. So, I would ask that everyone please try to be very nice to people who are subscribers. Hopefully, this will motivate more people to do so. And in addition, folks, if you're not aware, there's finally incentive if you ever wanted to sub to the channel at the higher tier levels. There's now incentive to do so. If you do just a $5 sub, you get access to all of the normal emotes that everyone usually uses in the chat. If you do a $10 subscription, tier 2, you get access to the DSP Super Saiyan God emote. And then if you do a tier 3 sub, you get access to the DSP Super Saiyan Blue emote. Those are exclusive just to those tiers, okay? So, that being said, folks, you know, incentive to actually pledge at the higher levels. And yes, those higher levels do very much help me out. I actually get a bigger cut of profit from each of those levels as well. So thank you to everyone who is and has considered doing a higher level sub as well. I appreciate it. Okay? So, that's pretty much it. I think now it's time for shout outs. Everyone ready? So now it's time to do shout outs for your cheers, subs, and tips. First of all, got to say thank you very much to the people overnight who cheered, subbed, and tipped, who are actually keeping me in mind during the course of the time when I'm not even live streaming. How crazy is that? I'm not even here on Twitch streaming, and people keep me in mind and come out and positively contribute to me. That is sweet. So, folks, let's do it. First of all, Astro Jet Boy did a 25-bit cheer and said, Phil, I was wondering, why didn't you enable cheering, subbing, and tipping from the very moment that you rejoined Twitch in November of 2016? A few reasons. First of all, subbing always was enabled. Subbing you can't disable. Cheering you can't disable. So the truth is, the second that I came back, all that stuff was enabled. Like, it was able to be accepted. the thing was, when I returned in November of 2016, I had come back from basically live streaming on YouTube for 2 straight years. And if you guys remember, back then, streaming for me was just fan service. Like, I didn't really focus on it or really care too much about it. It was like, great, is the stream working? Great. But I didn't really interact with people in the stream chat. For me, it was like, I'm making videos for YouTube, and that's all I care about. And if people want to watch live, they can. But it was never a focus, all right? It was never, ever a focus. And then things changed, because if you guys remember, you know, YouTube had this big ad bubble that burst in early 2017. It was the ad apocalypse. It was the first time that YouTube saw an exodus of major advertisers. And for the first time ever, in the entirety of the time that I had done, video game content on the internet, I couldn't afford to make a living just making YouTube videos anymore. It was impossible. Because the ad revenue went down by about 50%. And that's no exaggeration. I was making, up to that point, I was making enough money every month on YouTube to pay all of my bills. With the exception being that a little bit of Patreon income was supplementary to that and was helping it out. But I was making almost nothing on Twitch. Twitch was pretty much, like I said, or not Twitch, but, through live streaming and all that, I was making nothing. All right, it was just an afterthought. But then when the YouTube ad bubble burst, and they lost all their major advertisers because of their automated piece of shit website, I had to find another way to adapt. And that's when I adapted a more interactive strategy of cheering, subbing, and tipping, giving you shout-outs and also on-screen pop-ups. Okay? So that's what happened. I adjusted to the times. Unlike how stubborn I used to be, where I used to be so adamant that I didn't want to change, I said, you know what? Maybe in this case, since I love what I'm doing, and I want to keep doing it for a living, at first, I'll be honest, at first I saw it as the lesser of two evils. I saw it as like, well, I can either go out of business and not be able to afford anything and have to quit doing this for a living, or I can adopt these changes, which I know a lot of people won't like, but it is what it is, right? But the truth of the matter is, it ended up not being the lesser of two evils. It ended up being a positive change. A thing that actually improved my content, improved my attitude coming to streams on a daily basis. It made me have a more personal connection with you guys in the stream, right? Because now I talk to you guys directly, and we have a lot of fun together versus it used to be like this disconnect. Phil's just a guy who plays games on the internet, and he just streams. You can watch live if you want, but it's not a big deal. Versus now it's like, man, I really want to be there for the stream because I could get a shout out, and Phil's going to joke about stuff we're talking about in the stream chat, and it's a really positive experience. It's very different than it used to be. And a lot of people have said in the last year, my content has been reinvigorated completely from the ground up because now I have this new positive attitude. And I agree with you. Every day when I wake up, I'm excited to get to stream. I used to some days wake up begrudgingly like, oh God, I got to go turn on this stream now, man. Now it's like, I can't wait to get to stream. I love it. I love doing this. And just look at the content. Look how it's changed, right? The positivity and the other things. Listen, I mean, a series like PUBG, which, listen, I know a lot of people are like, the gameplay sucks, so it's not a good series. I'm sorry, but PUBG has been one of the best things I've done in a while because we got so much fun interaction during the PUBG stuff that it's worth it to tough it out with the bad gameplay, quite frankly, But yeah, Astro Jetboy, the real answer here is that when I returned to Twitch after being away for 2 years, I wasn't looking to make Twitch another ad revenue stream for me or any revenue stream for me at all. I was just thinking, I just want a better place to stream because streaming on YouTube is getting me nothing at all. I wasn't getting any additional views. It was a waste of my time. I thought, at least if I come back to Twitch now, maybe I'll get some additional views. Plus, at that time when I came back, Twitch finally upped their bitrate. So I could finally stream at a reasonable quality that made the videos look good. So I was like, all right, let's do this, And by the way, at the same time, OBS had finally updated to allow me to capture and stream at different qualities at the same time. So that was another thing, too. I could still make the high-quality videos I wanted on YouTube while still streaming on Twitch. So that was a cool thing, too. It was like a perfect storm of factors, but it wasn't until the YouTube ad apocalypse happened in early 2017 that I said, man, I just can't make a living just focusing on YouTube anymore. That I then decided, all right, let's make this more interactive. Let's do cheer, sub, and tipping, interactions and all of that stuff. So there you go. Shout out to JADDF, who subscribed to the channel overnight. Thank you very much, JADDF, for the sub. I appreciate that. Sub hype. Get some sub hype in the stream chat. Shout out to Game Master 2003 is Dead, who did a 30-bit cheer. Thank you, Game Master 2003 is Dead. I appreciate that. Shout out to Infinite 55, who did a 100-bit cheer. Thank you, Infinite 55. Shout out to BattleDuck 9000, who, as the stream was going live, did an initial cheer and said, "Here, here, the new emo is here." Yes, the sub-hype emo is here. We can finally get excited over new subs, which is pretty cool. Let's see here. BattleDuck 9000 did another 100-bit cheer and said, "It lives." I guess he's talking about the stream when the stream went live. There you go. Shout out to Gucci the Jacuzzi, who subscribed for the second month in a row. Thank you for 2 months of support, Gucci the Jacuzzi. Oh my goodness, excuse me. Let's see here. Papaloo did a 25-bit cheer and said, "Dear Phil, could you ever see yourself in a deep, profound, emotional relationship with another man? Maybe even become soulmates? If no, why not?" No, because I am a heterosexual through and through. I do not have emotional attachments to men. I mean, do I respect men? Do I have friendships with men? Do I love my father? Yes. But I would never have a romantic or emotional attachment to another man because I am a heterosexual person. There you go. So, Papaloo, sorry to break this to you. You're just going to have to settle for being the streaming ambassador moving forward. I'm sorry. All right, Pika Tits. Resubscribe for the 15th month in a row. Wow, 15 months of support. Thank you very, very, very much, Pika Tits, for that. I really do appreciate it. Very nice. Shout out to Grumpy Gengar, a Pokemon reference. He says, he did a 25-bit cheer, and he says, "Hey, Phil, I've been a fan. I've been a silent fan since 2008. I'm on the fence about getting this game. Would you recommend it for someone who has never played these game's previous releases?" Huh? Now, wait a minute. I guess you're talking about Shadow of the Colossus, and you're saying the previous The thing is, if you played the previous versions, this is the same game. It really is. It's just actually, in my opinion, the game is easier now, because number one, the controls are more modernized. It's easier to control the character. And number two, because the graphics are so much better, okay, that the frame rate is actually good. If you remember in the original game, a major complaint of anyone who played Shadow of the Colossus, that the frame rate was very wonky. Sometimes it would get so choppy, it would be tough to see what's going on with some of the bosses. Now that's not the case anymore, and quite frankly, it makes the game a lot easier, in my opinion. On the flip side, as we actually saw yesterday, when I was fighting the turtle boss at the end of the stream, it looks like some bosses are actually harder, because the graphics now are so good that a lot of the things that kind of stuck out as things you needed to climb on or do in the previous versions of the game aren't as apparent anymore. Like, for example, when you're on the turtle and he's on his side, you're supposed to climb the turtle, climb to the top of the turtle, and there's these handholds that you're supposed to hold on to until the turtle flips back on his feet. Then you scale the turtle and you're able to get to his head, to his weak point. But this new version, the graphics are so good, the ridges on the turtle don't look like handholds anymore. They just look like natural designs of the turtle. So I couldn't remember this is what you were supposed to do, and visually I couldn't figure it out. So I've turned this turtle on its side like 5 times till I finally fucking figured out, oh, you're supposed to hold on to it. You know, again, it didn't look like a handhold. So in a lot of ways, I think for people who never played the game before, it may actually make it a little bit more difficult if you're not familiar with the game. You know what I mean? But let me put it this way. Shadow of the Colossus is a game that's very unique. It's a game in gaming history that holds a unique spot. What other game could you say it's just a boss rush like this, right? In modern gaming. It doesn't really exist. And even though the game has a lot of shortcomings, you know, outside of fighting the bosses, there's really no gameplay besides using arrows to kill skinks and get their tails, right? That's really the only other gameplay in the game. The game's quite good. And I still think that everyone, if they have an opportunity, should experience this game. I'll be honest, though, this remaster costs $40. That's kind of pricey to me. $40 for the same game again that's already been out in 2 other times. You know what I mean? It would have been one thing if they added in a couple new bosses or they added in a new gameplay element. They didn't. It's the same game. It's very much the same game. So $40 is, it's kind of pushing it. For me, I bought it because I like the game, but, you know, I don't know. $40 is a hard sell for me for a game that if I wasn't going to stream it, you know, would I spend $40 to play this game again? I don't know. But I certainly think anyone would enjoy the game, especially if you've never played it before. Just understand, it's now 2018. It's not 2005 anymore when this game originally released. Yeah, it's going to definitely seem like it's very simple and a little bit outdated, but it's still quite fun in my opinion. Coventh did a 50-bit cheer and said, I look forward to the stream and good luck. Well, there you go. Thank you, Coventh. Astro Jetboy did a 25-bit cheer and says, what happened to Dissidia? Haven't even touch it. I feels like a wasted $60. I don't care either way, though, because it's not my kind of game. Well, here's the bottom line, folks. All right? Here's the deal. I was originally, at the very beginning of this month, going to play 2 games. Actually, it was the end of last month. I was going to start with Dragon Ball FighterZ. And then, after a few days when I felt I was going to be playing Dragon Ball FighterZ nonstop, like 4 straight days, I was going to play Dissidia NT Final Fantasy. And I figured what would be good would be variety that week. I would balance the 2 games for the rest of that week until UFC came out and then make the decision, do I want to get UFC or not? What ended up happening was not that situation. I got sick. And so I lost 3 entire days of playing Dragon Ball FighterZ. Then when I came back, I basically was playing catch-up, trying to learn this game quickly. All right? And next thing you know, UFC was out. So literally the time window when Dissidia would have fit into everything that I was doing vanished. Now it sucks because you're right. I spent $60 on this freaking game. I never played it, right? The thing is, it would have been one thing if people were really disappointed and were like, oh my God, Phil never played Dissidia. This sucks. You know, he missed out on a good game. It's pretty much not the case. I played this game, the beta, twice. I played the beta 2 times. When it was live during the course of January, quite frankly, no one really seemed to care. I mean, we had the usual guys who were around to check out the streams all the time, but really didn't bring in many viewers to see, oh, look, it's Dissidia Final Fantasy or nothing like that. And the week when I skipped it to play Dragon Ball FighterZ after I came back from being sick, I'm not even kidding you. No one complained and no one asked for it. So if anything, that just tells me the game is completely dead. Like, maybe the game would have had popularity among hardcore Final Fantasy fans, but it seems to me like that's a franchise that was on handhelds for so long. Finally bringing it to the modern consoles, no one really cared. You know, there was just too much going on. You had Monster Hunter World that everyone was hyped for, which I decided to skip. You had Dragon Ball FighterZ. You had 2 incredibly high-profile hype games coming out at exactly the same time as this game that really was kind of more of a niche title. And that's why, I hate to say it, but they don't listen. Game developers, marketing companies, and publishers need to time their releases properly, okay? If Final Fantasy Dissidia had been released at a time when nothing else was out, of which there have been many weeks recently, the game probably would have got way more attention because there's nothing else going on. So it was the only new game, everyone would have been talking about it. But no, instead they release it amongst a ridiculous amount of other releases that are all more hyped and more popular. Of course the game's going to be overlooked. Duh. But these people are fucking idiots. They literally think, these game developers / again, publishers, because whoever it is that makes the decision of the actual release date, I don't know. It's like they live in a fucking isolation bubble. Like, oh, this is our project and our game. We're the only game on planet Earth. So when we come out and people will play it and buy it. That's not how it works, folks. In reality, there's all these factors. There's the economy. There's the timing of the year. There's other game releases. There's a million factors that come into it that make a perfect storm for success or failure for a game. You can't just willy-nilly release a small profile game like Dissidia Final Fantasy and just hope people are going to ignore all the other major releases that came out around it and buy your game. It's fucking stupid. It really is. So I don't know what the hell they were thinking. Again, another dumb decision by those in power in the gaming industry. And quite frankly, I don't think anyone gives a shit about Dissidia. You know? They just don't give a fuck. You know, no one cares. And it's sad because honestly, when I played it, I thought it was decent. Was it groundbreakingly amazing and blew me away? No, but it was something very different. You know, seeing the protagonists and antagonists of all the games in the Final Fantasy franchise rendered in full modern 3D graphics, using these cool effects for their attacks and stuff, was really sweet. I mean, I'll be honest, I played the 8 or 16-bit Final Fantasy games, and to see characters from those games, you know, in full on, you know, modern graphics fighting each other, pretty awesome. Like, I really like that. It's excellent fan service, but that's what I mean. The game pretty much is fucking fan service. So why release a fan service game during a time when there's all these high profile games coming out? I have no idea. Now, here's the other thing. I own the game. It's on my PS4 right now. However, if I play it now, I don't think anyone's going to care. You know, I really don't. Being very honest with you guys, I don't think a single person would give a shit. And I guarantee you that the streams and the videos would have record low views. Everybody would be like, what's this? What are you playing this for? Do something else. That's just a sad symptom of oversaturation of the market, folks. Again, if it released during a time when there weren't all these other games to play, I think people would have cared. But you cannot just release your game in the middle of a ton of new releases, big high-profile ones, and then wonder why it didn't fucking sell. Seriously, you can't do it. You just can't do it anymore. It's very different. It's a very different market now for games. You know, this isn't the 1990s and even mid to early 2000s where there's almost no competition. And when you put out a game, no one's really talking about anything but the new game that came out. Now it's like, geez, this week, what do I play? Monster Hunter, Dragon Ball FighterZ, Dissidia, or UFC, or one of these 25 indie games that came out, you know? And every week's fucking like this now. So, all right. So there you go. Yeah, it's sad. I mean, I have it. And I'm probably never going to even boot it. I'm serious. I'm probably never going to boot the game. $60 spent on a game I'll probably never play. And quite frankly, no one's asking for it. So, you know, it's basically like I burnt $60. I rolled it and smoked it. Actually, if I rolled it and smoked it, I would have got more out of it. Sucks. All right. Be the Baby Rex did a 25-bit cheer. I said, I was on the Popaloo show today. It was too good. A high-quality production that everyone should tune into when it's live. There you go. Okay. Well, all right, folks. Looks like we've been pretty light for cheer, subs, and tips today, and on the pre-stream at least. So it looks like we're all set. It looks like we're going to start up with Shadow of the Colossus. I've gotten through everything. Excuse me. I've gotten through everything. I've gotten through all the shout-outs, all right? So, that being said, I guess we're going to begin. And again, like I said, I don't know how far I'm going to get today. Is it potentially true that I'll actually beat the game? Yeah. I might actually beat the game today. If I do really, really well, I might beat the game today. If I suck and I, struggle on certain bosses, in particular the final boss, I probably won't beat it today. So, we'll see. Because if I do beat it today, that's going to leave a stream open for Friday. And quite frankly, I'm not sure what I would want to play then. I guess I'd have to reevaluate. What do I actually want to do for Friday? Maybe what I would do is Friday's main stream would be PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, and I do Mario at night. And then Saturday would be multiplayer, and then Sunday might be like UFC and Mario. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens tonight. We'll see how it goes here on the stream. And we'll go from there, all right? But, all right, folks. That is it. Let's see how it goes. Thank you for your support. Oh, hold on. Papa Lou did a 25-bit cheer and said, I love you. Whoa, and Novo67 just did a 1,000-bit cheer. By the way, much appreciated, because like I said, things have been pretty slow so far today. A 1,000-bit cheer. Novo has become the cheerleader for today's stream. Excuse me. Thank you very much, Novo. I appreciate that. Thank you. All right. Very nice. All right, everybody. I think that's it. Now we can begin. Now, keep in mind, by the way, there's a lot of downtime in this game. You guys want to cheer, sub, and tip and get shout-outs and talk a little bit in the stream chat. We can do that as I'm going to the Colossi. There will be downtime, okay? All right. Thanks, everybody. And let's do this.